I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Greetings and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, my name is Man, and this is week 1 of our NFL show. Though the NFL is in week 3, and if you don't know, I am not the guru when it comes on to American football. If it were the other kind of football, then I would be. But we have the one who knows it a lot. You know him as Preacher. He's going to be here. And we also have G-Star and the rest of the guests the panelists who will be here to discuss happenings in week 3 of the NFL and just what has transpired since the season has begun. So, Preacher, welcome. You're muted, so just hit that mic button and go ahead and just talk to us about the first 2 weeks of NFL action so far.
Yeah, man, greetings, Barnes, man. Greetings to those who are viewing us online. Yeah, the NFL is here, heading into week 3. It's been an interesting season so far. We have seen a number of teams, demonstrating that off-season changes, really big off-season changes, can make the difference between a winning and a losing start. The Miami Dolphins are 2-0. They're in the AFC East, same division as the Buffalo Bills, who are also 2-0. And we have a matchup of the Bills and the Dolphins this week, which will be very exciting, I'm sure. We also have the Kansas City Chiefs and the performance of Patrick Mahomes with a new core of wide receivers, still looking like arguably the best QB in the league, one of the unbeaten teams thus far. And then when we head over to the NFC, the Eagles and the Giants are off to very good starts. 2-0. Saquon Barkley is back for the Giants and looking really good. Probably the best running back in the league after 2 weeks. I mean, not in terms of yardage, but just in terms of what we know Saquon Barkley can do. And then we're looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another unbeaten team. Tom Brady. Some people say he gets better with time. I don't know, but he's still here, still playing amidst all the personal turmoil. Banged up offensive line out without some of his key wide receivers. going into the season, but still after to a no start. So the season is looking good. There are some definite standouts so far in the season. The play of Josh Allen is amazing. Josh Allen looking like he could be in the conversation for the NFL MVP this season. I mean, he hasn't put a foot wrong, even though he had 2 interceptions in the first game against the Los Angeles Rams. He has distinguished himself as the complete quarterback. So the season is off to a great start. Looking forward to what week 3 has to offer.
Yeah, I see the man pioneer in the building, in the house. He's here to keep check that to make sure that preacher don't say any madness. And Kems, the voice. I sent you the link.
Yo,
I sent you the
big up
link, you know, Kems.
Pioneer, Pioneer.
Kems, come
Pioneer
on.
knows that the love is great, man.
Yeah,
You know that.
love for the love. Big up Fresh God. Kems, I would not do this and not send you the link, bro. I don't know if you have a new number or something, but you have the link. I sent you the link, Kems. You have the link. Because if Miami is doing well, then Kems, you know that Kems have to talk because he has been hiding, but he's back now because Miami is up and running. Tua is his name. Pagan is also here, so bless up Pagan. Fresh God up and running. But I like the fact that you brought up my Giants because finally, at least for the first 2 games, and the team looks well. Of all of these teams that are not, they weren't in contention last year. Like even the Giants, do you think like they can really, given what you have seen for the first 2 weeks, there's anything special, or this is just early? There are 16 more games left to go, and they will go back to what the Giants normally do, which is to continue to lose. And I also know that there are some problems out there with Dallas, with Dak Prescott. I think there's some quarterback issues out there. Could be benched. I don't know if they will use him for this game. But and Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, they have their little 2 separate issues going on. Could that affect how they play? Or they are big enough to, go past those things?
But let's start with your first question about Dallas, right? Sorry, about the Giants. I don't think Daniel Jones' quarterback play is going to be enough to sustain a Giants run this season. When you look at their division, the NFC East, I mean, it's really a division that you're expecting the Eagles behind Jalen Hurts, who has been playing very good football as well. And of course, the Cowboys to compete in. Cooper Rush, I think it is, has replaced Dak Prescott and injured Dak Prescott and looked very good. I say the Cowboys because I think it is about winning the division or finishing second in the division. The Cowboys don't have to win the division to make the playoffs. They could finish with a decent enough record and actually make the playoffs. The Eagles are definitely there, and I'm pitching the Eagles too. I'm pitching. Welcome, Kems. You're happy. Good to see you looking very happy.
No,
Yeah, I'm saying.
no, we should not. What are the preacher? We should not allow Kems on this film because he never have on a dolphin shirt.
I don't need to. I don't need to.
Kems, you look like you have outgrown that shirt, man.
Which one? This one I have on?
So let me just put. I hope you see what before you finish, preacher. Pioneer says Tyreek Hill has brought Kems out of hiding. So but go ahead, preacher. Just finish up.
Yeah, just quickly. So yeah, I mean, I have the Eagles and the Cowboys finishing 1-2 in the NFC East. The Cowboys has a very outstanding defense. Their pass rush is a very effective pass rush, and with a good defense, you can always kind of win some games that you shouldn't be winning in the NFL. But the Eagles are the team to beat in the NFC East. Your Giants, Daniel Jones is not going to cut it. Saquon is
So
back.
what if we beat? What if we beat Dallas Monday night?
No,
you don't think that changes anything?
Listen, you could beat Dallas Monday night and still not make the playoffs.
Okay.
It is a strength of schedule, and when you look at your schedule, you're gonna have some tough games to play down the stretch, and it's gonna require your quarterback to come big, and I don't see Daniel Jones doing that. The Commanders are in the division right now. The Commanders are not looking so great. I mean, we have Wentz coming back into the division. Remember, Wentz was at Philadelphia Eagles for some time, left and went to the Colts. Didn't have a good run there. Is now back in the NFC East. I don't see the Commanders competing.
Hold on, the preacher. I can't, I can't make. I was trying to give you a time, but you're talking so much. I'm not going to say garbage. I'm not going to destroy. But you're talking so much incorrect information. So let me correct you, right? And again, I said this, in the WhatsApp group, back in that time when I said, hey, listen, a lot of these quarterbacks would tend to underestimate them because of the coaches that they have, right? And I said, listen, when Miami get an offensive coach, you will see a totally different team in Miami. They had Brian Flores, who was a coward. I don't care I'm nobody there, but he was a coward coach, and he obviously was a defensive coach, and he wasn't willing to take the risk and be as aggressive as he needs to be. And also, Tua was there for, I think, 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, under Brian Flores, and he had around 4 to 5 offensive coordinators. So there was no continuity, there was no stability in the team. Now, when the offensive coach come from Miami now, the first thing what they did was what? They got Cedric Wilson from Dallas, offensive weapon. Obviously, they had Jalen Waddle again, and they went ahead and they got Tyreek Hill. Not only that, they got that running back from 49 as well, and they got another running back. So what they're saying is that I am going to invest in my quarterback. I'm giving my quarterback all the requisite weapons to ensure that my quarterback has everything to his disposal to show his best foot. And what have we seen from Tua so far? And we can say, oh, it's only 2 games or whatever, but guess what?
I never said anything about Tua.
No, you did. You were saying, I'm not sure you're talking about the Bills. Oh, I'm not sure Bills don't put a foot wrong.
Hold on, stop. You cut me, Ken. No, stop. You cut me. I never said anything about Tua. I never even mentioned Tua's name. Listen. I said teams have shown that when you make good off-season move, it can be the difference between a winning and losing season. And the Miami Dolphins have made some moves in the off-season, and we're seeing it playing itself out. Isn't that what I said, man?
But they had, but the last
I didn't even mention Tua's name. I said the Buffalo
seasons,
Bills and the Miami Dolphins have started off 2-0, and it's going to be a very interesting game between the two of them this weekend.
Oh, okay.
At what point did I criticize Tua? At what point did I criticize Miami?
Well,
Kems, you need to apologize. You need to apologize. You come on the platform bloviating about me disrespecting Tua and disrespecting Miami. And I did not disrespect them. I actually gave credit to the Miami Dolphins front office for making moves.
The people that want to hear about some NFL stuff, right? So
no, you need to apologize. You need to apologize.
I apologize later. Who you did disrespect though? You disrespect Daniel Jones.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you.
Daniel
to do anything. So hold on.
Daniel Jones.
Kev. You did preacher.
Daniel Jones is an average quarterback.
Okay.
Daniel Jones is not exceptional.
All right. Okay.
He's an average quarterback.
And again, you can say he's average all you want, but again, he had Brian Dable, and Brian Dable was the one. Remember, when Josh Allen just came into the league, Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen who he is now. Brian Dable was the one who turned Josh Allen and helped Josh Allen be who he is today. Right? What I said about the Giants, I said, listen, he has an offensive coach right now, and this man is a magician. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, but he's a magician. So now, I'm looking at the Giants schedule. You're saying, oh, the Giants going to have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Giants schedule now, and let me tell you, they are 2-0, and guess what? They're playing the Cowboys, that's 3-0. They're playing the Bears, that's 4-0. Oh, they're playing the Packers, they might lose to the Packers, so that's 4-1. Then they play the Ravens, okay, I'll give you 4-2. Then they play the Jags, that's 5-2. Then they play the Seahawks, that's 6-2. Then they play the Texans, that's 7-2. Then they play the Lions, that's 8-2.
8-2.
So I'm looking at that's already 10 games gone in the season. Listen,
hold on. Can I say something?
Hold on, I'm not finished. You can't butt in before I'm finished. I'm not finished. Let me finish and then
can I say something? Can I say something?
No, you asked and I said no, because I'm not finished. No, when we talk about the Giants, even last season the Giants was a stellar on defense, but their offense was anemic. Now Saquon Barkley is back, healthy and ready to go. They have some nice weapons on the offensive side, and Daniel Jones is not getting in the way. So I see the Giants making the playoffs, both them and the Philadelphia Eagles. So you can talk now, preacher.
I said that Daniel Jones is an average quarterback and that he's going to have to be better in order for the Giants to compete in the division, because the division right now is the Eagles' division to lose.
Okay.
Secondly,
and then you did say Dallas, though. But you did say Dallas.
Secondly, I said the Cowboys have a good enough defense, a pass rush.
Which is dismissing, preacher, but that is dismissing the Giants.
Bro, you dismissed the Giants and said the Giants
I
are making the
dismissed
playoffs.
the
And I said that's
Giants.
rubbish.
Hold on. Can we listen? Can we listen?
Of course, I'm a Giants fan. What are you talking about?
Can we listen? The third thing I said is Saquon Barkley. Kems, I said Saquon Barkley is back and he is looking very good. And so the Giants will have that to their advantage. However, in order to be competitive enough down the stretch, you need better quarterback play. Can you tell me what Daniel Jones has done over the last 2 weeks?
Again, that's not true. That is not true. And again,
you don't need good quarterback play.
No, right. in the 2 games so far, Daniel Jones has not been excellent. He has been as average as you said. But again, he doesn't need to be better than he is now in order for them to make the playoffs. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be better.
Can we talk this week? Can we talk this week? Let's talk about this week. Let's get into the NFL.
Yeah, let's talk.
No. I don't want to get into the NFL.
Yeah, welcome, G-Star.
You were blatant in saying, "Oh, the Giants are not going to make the playoffs, and down the stretch, the schedule is going to be tough."
Yes, and I stand by that. I stand by that because you know what? You know what's going to happen? The Giants are going to lose to the Lions. Because the Lions, yes, because the Lions actually have.
Hey, get what you want. I'm going to stay in the background. Yeah.
When something doesn't go your way, you go missing. You do not stay accountable for what it is. You're saying to the Giants bomb, you know what? We'll never hear from you again. You'll go MIA.
But I have a lot of things in my personal life dealing with G-Star. I can't just be here every single time you need me, boss. I have a lot of things doing. I have a lot of things. I'm sorry.
All right. Ken. All right. Let's do a year in. Let's do a quick review of last year. Okay, just one thing, and I want you to be held accountable.
Last year, you already get everything that you wanted to talk about last year. You talk about your Joe Burrow. We already talk about that. I'm never come on the show to talk about last year, boss. Let's move forward, boss. No, talk about last year.
All right, let's move forward. So basically, let's go. Let's keep it moving then.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go through the games this weekend.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I like your energy though, Kems. I've always liked your energy.
But the first game is tomorrow. You know, the first game is the game that we're discussing. Josh Allen versus Tua. That is the Bills. So
the biggie. That's the biggie. That's the biggie.
The first game. That's the first game tomorrow.
And that's the biggest game of the week. And that's the biggest game of the week. I'll get it started. Tua is the talk of the town right now. The Miami Dolphins are the new hot team in the NFL right now, but they're still a question mark team right now because I think they were close to making the playoffs last year with a 10-7 record, if I remember correctly. They're decent. The defense is good. And I didn't get to watch the game last week, so I don't know about Brian Jones and the other stud cornerback they have, if Brian Jones is still back, right? Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Mike Gesicki. What happened there? Oh, okay. Switch up. You guys can hear me?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
hearing
we're
you.
hearing you. We're just showing the schedule, G Star, so you can see
You guys
the
can hear me?
Bills.
All
Yeah,
right.
man, we're hearing you.
Okay. My bad. Yeah. So the offense looks absolutely good right now. But what are people still wondering? Kems, Preacher Man, and Manny's Man? Everybody is still wondering, can Tua be a prolific quarterback? Right? Um, they're going against who is the best quarterback in the league right now, Josh Allen. The defense is a little banged up on the back end in Buffalo. Von Miller has been an excellent addition. Who do I think is going to win this game? I think the Buffalo Bills is going to win this game, right? But I think it's going to be an excellent game. I can't call it and say it's going to be a shootout. I'm not so sure about that, or it's going to be a blowout. But I'm looking forward to an excellent game, and I know that I don't believe that the Miami defense is going to stop the Buffalo offense. The question is, will the Buffalo defense stop the Miami offense? And that is what we're looking forward to seeing this weekend out of that game. And I know I am.
Is it my turn?
That's it.
Yeah, man, go ahead, preacher.
Preacher, just
Yes,
talk
sir.
about the game before. Come on, you want to repeat the same thing what you said?
I didn't
Just
speak
talk
about the
about
game.
the
No,
game.
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
speak.
Kev, you
I
didn't
don't
talk
like this
about the
aggression.
game.
I don't like this aggression. I don't like this. I got love for you, brother. I got love for you, brother. I
I
got
got
love
love
for
for
you,
you too, man.
brother. Yeah, man.
I'm just
Listen,
around for you, man.
the
Go
key
ahead.
to the game, Kems, is gonna be what Josh Allen can do with arm and leg. And that's gonna be the Achilles heel of the Miami Dolphins. Last week, they gave up 119 yards to Lamar Jackson on the ground. Not to mention he had 300 and odd yards in passing, 3 touchdowns, 119 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. Now, Josh Allen, we know, can use the legs and the arms effectively. And the Bills are going to call a lot of those plays where the quarterback is going to have that option of using his legs. So that's the worry for the Miami Dolphins defense, right?
Hmm?
Bear in mind, the defense gave up
Interesting.
38 points against the Ravens. See?
Interesting.
So an offense that is even better than the Ravens offense, more options than the Ravens offense, is going to give the Miami defense some trouble.
Interesting.
Ho- However, when you can stretch the field with the cheetah and you have Waddle, who's going to give those DBs some problems, albeit, I mean, Bills has some good DBs. Micah Hyde in the secondary has been playing real good football over the last 2 years as well. But we know what the cheetah can do, and we know what Waddle can do. So it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to give the Bills the edge because I think the quarterback is a little above Tua. Tua is coming into his own, but I think at the quarterback position right now, the Bills have the better quarterback, and he's going to be using his legs and his arms in a better way. I'm done. Much love, Kems. I got love for you. I got love for you, brother.
All right, my boss. You gone?
Still here.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right. So thank you for that, preacher. I got love for you, man. Sometimes sometimes the aggression is needed, but it's not. I don't know bad vibes from us. All love, right? So let me provide some clarity on everything that's going on. So first of all, that Micah Hyde that you just mentioned, he's out for the season, right? He's out for the season. He have some neck thing going on, so that's one,
Micah for the
right?
season.
Yes, he's out for the season. And another thing now, when we talk about the Bills, we
Wow,
also have to
that's big.
remember that the Bills, yeah, man, look it up, G-Star. He's out for the season, but the Bills have
No,
two
that's big. I'm
corners.
saying that's big. That's
Oh, yeah, man,
that's
that's
big for a
Yeah,
huge.
Pro Bowl player.
That's
that's a
huge.
major loss. A major
So,
loss.
so the Bills have two rookie corners until White come back, right? And if you notice the kind of defense what the Bills try to play, or what that they do in the play, is that they depend heavily on their pass rush. And in that pass rush, they always push their safeties up to add to that pass rush. So Von Miller, I don't remember the other player's name, and then Micah Hyde would also come down, to help with the pass rush as well. Listen, but the Miami offensive line has been much improved. Much improved. They went out and they got in some players in the offseason in order to protect Tua. And if we look, Tua have had the most time, even from him Alabama days, right now this season. I know It's a small sample size. It's only 2 games, but he have had the most time in the pocket in order to throw the football. And again, only 2 games, only the Patriots who not going on with nothing right now and the Ravens. So nothing to write home about. What I said, he has had the most time in the pocket to find his targets and throw that football. So that is something. You mentioned something, Preacher, about Josh Allen, and I don't know if you had watched the interview, but what Josh Allen said, both him and his coach, they're trying to limit the amount of time that he runs, right? Because again, propensity for injury, etc., etc. So they don't really call a lot of run plays for him that they would call for Lamar. So I think Lamar is obviously Josh Allen throws the ball better than Lamar, but as a dual threat, I think one of Lamar's first option is to run and then throw. But I think Josh Allen is throw and then if he has to scramble. So I don't think he's going to run as much as Lamar did last week. No, for me personally, I just think the keys for the game will always be what Miami do on offense, right? Because I don't think that their defense is good enough to stop Josh Allen from scoring. I think he's too good. I think Stephon Diggs is too good. Obviously, we have Xavier and Howard, but I don't think it doesn't look the same. And the defense doesn't look the same, obviously, because now we have an offensive coach. And when you have an offensive coach coming into a new team, the offense is always what looks better first than the defense because he's an offensive coach. Just like Brian Flores, the defense looked better and the offense was struggling. But I am picking Miami to win this game, probably a little bit biased. But again, Josh Allen is not a player that I think plays well in the hot sun. He's in Buffalo. It's cold over there. Coming over into a different weather, coming over in a different temperature with Miami riding that comeback. I'm seeing Miami winning this game. I would say by a field goal. So I'm going with Miami to win.
Kems, is the game still on with the weather down there in Miami?
Well, nothing has been said now, but if I see a game play with San Francisco and the Bears the other day, and if that game can play, then the Miami game will definitely play because the weather is not really that bad down there in Miami right now. It's not even raining. So
okay, all right. Next question is for G-Star. G-Star, did you say that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league right now? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but that's not a news bulletin. That's not a news. Yeah, but man is man. That's not a news flash,
Oh, so Patrick Mahomes.
That's regular talk. It's either him or Patrick Mahomes.
So Patrick Mahomes is not above. Is not.
Yeah, but it's arguable between the two.
Oh, so you must add that in there. You mustn't say like Patrick Mahomes.
Not in my opinion. No, not right now. No, I believe in my opinion.
What is your opinion?
Josh Allen is the best QB in the league, but it's arguable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely, just to add to that quickly, my name's man, they can definitely make a point.
And we'll see. We'll see by the end of this season who's going to be the best QB in the league.
Yeah, you can definitely make a point for Josh Allen, just like you can make it for Patrick Mahomes. You can make it for a lot of guys.
Well, G-Star, you look like a delay. What about the Pagan is asking?
No, man, it's only those two QBs right now.
No, yeah, G-Star, you delay, my boss. Look like you have to sign out and come back in.
All right, well, again, try and come back in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You delay.
Yeah. I mean, Pagan is asking if we think Josh Allen run too much.
That's what I say.
Kems was making the point that the coach and Allen himself has said that they want to limit his run options. That may be wise, but I think because of how Josh Allen is built, because of how strong he is, because of how good he is, invariably you're going to have opportunities where he can actually take advantage of the run, especially when teams go man to man. And it gives him an opportunity to use his legs to his advantage. So yeah, he may have ran too much last season, but this season, if they limit his run, then that could be for his own protection. Yeah.
I think
when G-Star come back, tell him to respond to this. The man say must be delayed with them blasphemous.
What I'll also add to that, Preacher, is that at this current moment, I think the Bills, with it as an organization, I think they believe that they have a Super Bowl winning team, right? And they're, I mean, obviously, Micah Hyde going down is huge. But while Micah Hyde goes down, they get White supposed to come back in a couple of weeks. The All Pro corner, he's supposed to come back soon. So, you know, I guess you get back one person. But again, I don't think there's a team out there that can go toe to toe with the Bills. And I don't think you can outscore them. I just think it has to be probably just a bad game or the weather or what I see they do to Tennessee the other day. I felt sorry for Tennessee. I felt real sorry for them.
All right. G-Star is, but the next game is the Jets versus the Bengals. I don't think there's a lot, but
Nah, I
let me
mean, we
hear
have
it,
to
Kev.
talk about the Bengals, man, because the Bengals were in the Super Bowl last year.
Well,
And a
true,
lot of
true.
people were talking up Joe Burrow. We know Joe Burrow is one of the up and coming quarterbacks. I mean, and a lot of people were talking him up. I heard people talking about the fact that it was Joe Burrow who took them to the
Once the
Super Bowl.
G-Star was talking him up, so Kev pointed at
Um,
G-Star.
and I kept telling people that we were sleeping on the Bengals defense because that playoff run was largely built on the Bengals defensive strength. We know that the Bengals
No,
didn't
I
have a
don't
good
know what's up
offense.
with my internet. I don't know if it's my internet. What?
Man,
Oh,
like I hear
G-Star, you back?
internet G-Star, man.
Yeah.
G
Well,
G
we know that the
G-Star.
Bengals don't have
Hold
a
on, the
good.
preacher. G-Star. Well, let's see.
Yeah,
G-Star. You're using Wi-Fi. You're using data.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if that. Yeah. So
No, I'm
you're a
using
little bit.
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
You're using Wi-Fi.
Um, is it
Wi-Fi they couldn't
workable
get.
or non-workable?
Well, no, man,
Yeah,
it
man,
can
we're
work.
hearing you.
We are hearing you clearly.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
that
Usually
you're.
my Wi-Fi is good.
No, man, it is just delayed. So that's all right. So it's just that we have to work with the delay when you talk. All right, but go ahead, preacher. You're making the kid talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
Burrows.
saying, I mean, the offensive line is not good um, in Cincinnati. Um, I don't know. Jamar Chase might have had a breakout first year and then has just kind of faded into the background. It's 2 games, as Kem say, small sample size. But I don't think this Bengals team is as people made it, and I don't think Josh Burrow has reached the level that people were putting him on because of that run. Zach Wilson at the Jets looks like he's getting more comfortable in the quarterback position. Look like he feels like this is his team.
Oh,
The Jets are still an anomalous team. They can turn up one day and have a very good game, and then the next week they can be like a rubbish team. So this game is a gimmick. I don't even know who to pick in a game like this. To be honest, if you're picking a game like this, you're really just picking because you might like a team, as opposed to picking based on what you know the teams will do. Because these two teams are kind of schizophrenic. So I'm going with Bengals. I'm thinking that they actually come good. The game is going to be at MetLife. Will that be to their disadvantage? Maybe. So I'm going with Joe Burrow. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
All
so
right, Kev.
so preacher. So Zach Wilson haven't actually played
All
a
right,
game yet. I'm
all
still injured.
right.
I'm still
Huh?
hurt. So Zach Wilson actually haven't played a game as yet. Joe
Will he be
Flacco is
playing
actually the
tomorrow?
one. I don't know about that. That's what they say, but okay. But this is my take. I agree with you on certain stuff, and I disagree on certain things. All right, so let's start with the offensive line. As you know, the Bengals went out and they spent like $100 million on the offensive line. It's coming like them spend $100 Jamaican on the offensive line because it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if Joe Burrow wasn't as elusive as first of all, he's 2 games in the league, he's the most sacked quarterback already in the league, right? And if he wasn't as he has 11 sacks so far, he has gotten sacked 11 times. And if he wasn't as elusive as he is, it would have probably been 22 times because the offensive line cannot stop anyone. Micah Parsons was living in there. And then the defensive line of the Jets, no, not the Jets. Who they played the last game? The Steelers. When they played the Steelers and TJ Watt before he got hurt, he was living in there as well. So I think the
Yeah.
offensive line giving Joe Burrow time to throw that football, I think that would be key, right? Where I disagree with you, preachers, about Jamar Chase. I think that boy is a bad boy, right? I think he is a bad boy, and again,
Nah, he's
the
good.
sample
He's good.
size
He's good. He's good.
the sample size is small, but Joe Burrow just haven't had the time to get him the ball, right? Because they're doubling him, and by the time them a double chase, by chase get free is another sack that for Joe Burrow, or he's running for his life and have to throw the ball or something like that. So, but I think this is the game where when you're 0-2, you want to play a team like the Jets. You want to play a team like the
Agreed.
Texans.
Agreed.
You want to play
Agreed.
those kind of teams where can give you some boosting, like, all right, yeah, I can run up the score on these boys and get some confidence. So I think the Bengals will blow out the Jets. I think they'll win probably by 2-3 touchdowns. So as Management said, not really much to talk about, but we're Super Bowl concerned right now. The Cincinnati Bengals not looking like that same team. But if we must remember, though, preacher, last season they started slow. There was a point where they were
Agreed.
under 500, and then they
Agreed.
start picking up after.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yes.
Good point. Good points made, Kems. I mean, Flacco has been at the helm of the QB position, but I know it's Zach Wilson's job. It's not Joe. It's not Joe Flacco's job. I mean, he's just there because the kid wasn't able to start the season. So I'm gonna see what happens in the weeks to come. But I saw Zach Wilson towards the back end of last season, and he was looking very good.
Agreed.
So I think over to G Star.
G-Star.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys are both alluding to, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Zach Wilson play. It was Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance just got injured, and then Justin Fields, and of course Mac Jones, right? 5 quarterbacks selected in the top 15, and I think Zach Wilson was the second quarterback chosen. So we're seeing what Justin Fields is doing. We're seeing what Mac Jones is doing. So I want to see what Zach Wilson comes in and does this year. You guys made some good points. The Jets, to me, pulled off a really lucky victory last week. It's lucky, but at the same time, they earned it. Getting an onside kick and busted coverage. It's the Browns being the Browns again. But I'm definitely going to pick the Bengals. Yes, the offensive line looks shaky thus far, but the offense teams don't do teams don't play in preseason as much. They don't have as many snaps. So to get that continuity down, especially with new offensive linemen, you know, going against live bullets, they have to get that continuity down. So I think they'll be better this week, and I'm picking the Bengals. Whatever the line is, I would take the Bengals with the spread.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
All right. Yeah, let's go to the
So moving
Titans
on to the
versus
next game,
Raiders.
then. What's the next game? Titans versus Raiders.
Titans versus Raiders. You start out G-Star and then we go to Kems and
I,
then Preacher.
I, would- I would- yeah, boy, here we are. This no, I'm honestly calling, just like how they're calling for Kenny Pickett to start in Pittsburgh. I'm calling for, I believe the name that the rookie quarterback is Malik Willis. Just a little bit I saw him in preseason. He looks like box office, and I've never been a believer in Ryan Tannehill. Now you may say, boy, that's a little bit premature because the Titans were the number one seed last year. That was last year, right? They don't have AJ Brown. I think the Titans are a dumpster fire this season. But they're playing in a horrible division. Who's the best team in that division? Maybe the Colts, maybe,
Maybe
right? So
Jacksonville.
I'm going with the Raiders.
The Jacksonville.
Um,
Colts
no,
can win.
Jacksonville. There you go. Jacksonville's
Jacksonville,
not that
Kems.
good either. So it's a dumpster fire of a division. And I
Alright.
believe the Raiders will win this game because I believe the Raiders are better offensively and defensively. And I think the Raiders have the best quarterback, the better quarterback. He's not playing like it. Well, he is playing like he's going against Ryan Tannehill. But Derek Carr hasn't played well this season, in my opinion. And but I think he'll get right against the Titans, who were shell shocked by the Buffalo Bills.
Okay,
All right, Kems.
So this is a
so
get
I'll
right
say
game. Next, yeah,
so so I'll say this, right? I have a lot to say about this game, but I'll try and condense it quickly, right? So there's no way I see the Raiders winning this game because Derrick Henry is going to run that ball down the Raiders' throat every single time, and they won't, and they can't stop it. They won't stop it every single time. When I look at the Raiders, I'm very sad because I look at Devontae Adams and you have Derek Carr thrown to him, and he left Aaron Rodgers to go to Derek Carr. On the last game, he had his grandparents and everybody in attendance. He had 2 catches for 12 yards. Tell me the last time you see Devontae Adams, who is considered the elite of wide receivers, have 2 catches for 12 yards. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm looking at that offense, and obviously Josh McDaniels, he got another chance as a head coach, but I'm not seeing any difference in the Raiders offense. I'm not seeing any difference from when Gruden was there. I'm not seeing anything different at all. If you ask me, after these 2 games, Derek Carr looked like he has totally regressed. That's to me. Again, small sample size, but that's the only thing I have to look on. So I have to talk about what I can see over those 2 games. So Derek Carr looked like he regressed to me. And I'm looking. Derek Carr has some of the greatest weapons on his team this season. Devontae Adams, Renfro, what name? Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller. This is supposed to be enough for you to be able to win one of those 2 games that you have played. And let us not forget, the games that they have played, they were in the lead, they were doing their thing in the fourth quarter, and then they blow the lead. That's a coaching problem, that's an offense problem, that's a defense problem, that's just an overall team problem. Now, when I look at the Titans, preacher, I look at the Titans, I believe they have a scrub at quarterback. I never liked Tannehill when he was coming out of college. I didn't like Tannehill when he was at the Dolphins. I never believed in him no time at all at the Texans. I just know that he's just not good enough. He's that quarterback. He's a backup to me. He's a certified backup in the NFL. He should not be starting for any NFL team. But my variable come from that quote-unquote Belichick tree, whether as a player or as a coach, come from the tree and believe, oh, we don't need the best quarterback out there. We can do it with this. So they try to do it with Tannehill, and obviously it's not working, right? And again, the defense, I believe, for Tennessee has dropped off. Again, I'm not looking at the Bills game because the Bills is just a different level. So it's like the lesser of 2 evils. Which one of them I'm going to choose? And I'm going to have to choose Tennessee because I believe Derrick Henry and that run game will be enough to beat the Raiders. So I'm picking the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to pick the Raiders for some people because of what they have offensively. Um, I don't know that Derrick Henry is going to single-handedly win a game against the Raiders. I mean, when you look at what Tennessee's defense is giving up, and you're going to be facing a Devontae Adams, a Waller, as bad as Derek Carr or as average as Derek Carr has been, they're going to get it right. And so I think this is the game. Just like you said, sometimes you want to play against a team that you can get it right against. And this is the Titans' defense is a good opportunity for the Raiders' offense to kind of get it right. And when you look at the Raiders, they have lost some games, man. They lost in overtime to the Cardinals in their first game. That you kind of wondering how did they lose that game? They were cruising. They should have won that game easily. And then last week they lost again in a close enough game. So I have the Raiders eking this one out. Tannehill is definitely at the bottom of the pile in terms of the quarterback position, and they're not going anywhere without changing that. I mean, Derrick Henry is great, we know that, but as G Star always say, you need somebody who can throw the football. So yeah.
All right, so we go to the Carolina versus New Orleans game. That is the next game. Panthers versus the Saints. Kems, we start with you on this one.
All right, so Baker Mayfield again 0-2. One can argue that he should have been 2-0 or at least 1-1 based on how the games went again, right? But the games are not finished in the first half or the third quarter. You have to pay all four quarters, right? So looking at that, I'm looking at the Saints defense, and boy, that defense is We saw what happened versus Tom Brady up until Latimore got ejected, and then we saw what happened. Jameis lose his eyes and start throwing the ball to the other team, and we know what happened from there. So I'm looking at this game, and Saints. They have McCaffrey over there for the Panthers. They have some weapons there, but I don't think Baker is good enough, right? Number one pick, just not good enough. I'm sorry, he's just not good enough. I think it will be 0-3 for the Panthers. Michael Thomas starting to look good. That rookie, although he dropped a catch, in that Bucks game, he's still a really, really, really good wide receiver. So I just see Saints winning this game. I don't see Panthers moving the ball well against the Saints because listen, the Saints defensive line with Cam Jordan and them boys is nothing to sneeze about. So I'm going Saints to win this game quite easily. And the Panthers go 0-3 and they start asking for Baker out, Sam Darnold to come back, and a lot of noise being making.
All right, G Star.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of a pick'em game, in my opinion. Um, Baker Mayfield going against my boy there, Mr. W there, Seamus Winston. Jameis had such a horrible game last week. I think he had maybe for about 4 turnovers. I think he'll get it right this week because they'll kind of condense the playbook, or not necessarily condense the playbook, but I think he'll be more conservative um, and have less mistakes. I believe in some of the Carolina players, specifically my boy there. What is his name? Is it Josh Allen? I think his name is Josh Allen too. Yeah, yeah. Um, and then I think it's J.C. Horn. So they got some players. I like a lot of their young pieces in Carolina. DJ Moore is an absolute stud at the wide receiver position. But at the end of the day, though, I think the Saints have a more cohesive defense, and I believe that defense will get the job done. Michael Thomas being back, underrated wide receiver. Everybody knows he's an excellent wide receiver, but James is throwing in the ball. Kamara wasn't there. I don't know if Kamara is coming back this week. From what I heard, it was like he was like week to week. But if Kamara comes back, that definitely pushes the Saints for the win. The Panthers also have my boy there, Christian McCaffrey, one of the league's best running backs, a dual threat. But at the end of the day, usually I will go with offense, but I think the defense rules the day in this game, and the Saints have a top defense. So I'm going with the Saints.
All right, Preacher. Who do you pick? And then
And
once you
next,
done that, yeah, and then
Yeah, I'm
next.
going. I'm going with the Saints. Big up Igate. Igate picking the Panthers. I'm going with the Saints. I think the defense is going to be too much for the Panthers offensive line. It's going to be hell and high water. And then I mean, Jameis has to bounce back from last week. He had a poor second half. He was average in the first half, but in the second half, everything just went downhill. He has to bounce back from that. So yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
All right. Next game is the Patriots versus the Ravens.
but we're thinking alike, Peter.
Ah, wow, what's happening down in New England, man?
It's a biggie. This
Yeah. Well, off the bat, I'm going with the Ravens because I think the Ravens are just a better football team than the Patriots right now. That's just the truth. The Ravens were unlucky last week against Miami. We're giving Miami their
Unlucky?
props. Yeah, they were unlucky. I mean, and the truth is, they had a couple blown coverages.
Preacher, I
That's
can't
not
say
luck.
it.
If you blow the coverage, that's
Oh,
not luck.
that's not the verb. But that's not luck. That's not luck.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
No,
Low coverage is not luck,
we
Preacher.
can't make you
That's
finish
just
if
bad
you're
defense
gonna
and
make these
miscommunication.
blasphemous statements.
Can I just finish what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Preacher. Finish what you said. And then Kevin and G Star who disagree to
When
get coming. Go ahead, Preacher.
when you are up as much as they were up going into the fourth quarter, and you end up losing that game, the other team has to have some luck on their side, and you have to also make some mistakes. That's the way the NFL goes. If you're up by 3-4 scores and the other team come back, the other team has to have some luck. The ball have to break their way a couple of times, and you have to also make some mistakes. So I'm not changing what I said. Anyway,
But
I'm
not
going
because
with
you're
the
not
Ravens
changing.
in this
Hold on,
game.
preacher. But not because you're not changing what you said mean you're right. You're wrong. I'm telling
I
you
wasn't
that
trying
you're
to be
wrong.
right or wrong for
Yeah,
you
but I'm
or
telling
for
you. You're saying,
anybody.
"Oh, I'm
I
not
was just,
changing." You're,
why
Kevin,
is
you're
this
wrong.
a right or wrong issue?
wait until we
Why
get
is
to
it a
you,
right
Kevin.
or
Hold
a
on.
wrong issue? Why does it have to be a right or a wrong issue?
Let him
Why
finish,
can't it
Ken.
just be the way I see
I'll answer.
it? This is not something that is statistical. It's not a numbers thing. It's an opinion. It's a view.
We
All
can
right.
have wrong opinions too. We can have
All
wrong
right.
opinions.
All right. You are right. You're right.
Well, most times.
Yeah. So I'm going with the Ravens. Daniel Jones is in his second season. I still think he's learning the position. The Patriots are in rebuilding mode. We know that. So I'm not really seeing them do much. I got the Ravens.
I see you're going with the Ravens. All right. G Star, and then we go to Kev.
Go on, Kim.
Okay, I'll go. Listen, preacher. Again, I'm not even want to go back on the Dolphin topic, but what I'm saying is that when you watch the game, right? Again, if you want to tell me that there were blown coverages, that's a defensive coordinator and a defense business. That is not luck. You decide that you want to play Tyreek Hill one-on-one. That is dumb. It's not luck. It is dumb. So if you want to tell me that the Ravens defense were dumb, I can accept that argument. If you also want to tell me that the Ravens offense was conservative, I will accept that argument as well, because Lamar Jackson wasn't running as much in that, and he wasn't throwing down the field as much. He was trying to play safe, trying to manage time, and it ended
Manage
up
time.
backfired.
That is what Kev, they hit the nail on the head. It was time management. We turned out to be bad game management.
Yeah, that was not luck. Like nothing happened. Like there was no flag, there was no penalty, there was none of that happened that helped the Dolphins or hurt the Ravens.
No close call, and there were no close calls.
No close calls.
It could have gone either way.
No, we can go back and watch the game, preacher. Me and you will Zoom me, and we'll watch the game from start to finish, and you tell me what you see. So anyway, move on from that. Now looking at this game, Ravens and Patriots. Listen, again, as from the off season, the Patriots
hold on. Here's this. Rob Smith is saying what Preacher is saying is that it wasn't execution on the Dolphins side as much as it was terrible coverage. I think by the Ravens, I think that should be.
Yeah, but again, this is, let me tell you something, Mannings, man.
Yeah, but that's not luck.
If you watch every NFL game, Mannings, man, when you see Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and all those people that make plays, is bad reads, blown coverages, all of that, and it's still, yeah, Tom Brady, yeah, Aaron Rodgers. So let us not come no one say,
Not me. Not me. I'm always saying, I'm always balanced when it comes to these things. Don't come with that. Not me.
No, not you. I'm responding to the comment. That's the comment. All right. So to the game, Mannings, man, right? From the off season, I don't know what the Patriots is doing. They got back Matt Patricia, who is a defensive man. I hear that this man is going to start calling offensive plays. That coach that was over by the Giants, I don't remember what his name is. If you can remind me, preacher, him come over the page. Judge. That's his name, Judge.
Yeah.
Him come, I hear that, he's going to split offensive play calling with Matt Patricia, right? And listen, you have a quarterback that is in his second year. You don't need that kind of turmoil on the offensive end. You want one person calling the plays, someone who is competent enough to lead your quarterback in the right direction. Again, you can't want your quarterback to do this, and that, and another thing. Patriots don't have a number one wide receiver. They have the guy from the Eagles, not good enough. They get Jabari Parker from the Dolphins, not good enough, and then they have some other little scrubs. It's just not good enough. And then the Patriots defense is not the Patriots defense of all time. So we can say, probably Bill Belichick is losing a screw, or probably, as Preacher said, they are rebuilding, but they don't want to admit to rebuilding. So they're saying, no, we'll get it done the Patriot way. But they're not good enough. Look on the Ravens side right now. There's no Tyreek Hill on the Patriots. There's no Jalen Waddle on the Patriots, and there's no Tua on the on the Patriots. So again, Ravens don't have nothing to worry about. They don't have to manage the game. This will be a lot to a little. I'm going Ravens 41 and Patriots probably 10 points.
All right, G-Star.
All right. So, just to reiterate, if you are playing cover two, that means everybody, if you watch NFL, you should know what cover two is. I can't get into the technicalities of cover two. But if you're playing cover two, that means the safety should be over the top. For that last Tyreek Hill touchdown, it was just a miscommunication. Maybe they're thinking they were playing man, but there was no safety over the top, and Tyreek Hill was wide. So yeah, so that let's just get that out of the way. Now the Ravens versus the Patriots. Bill Belichick is 72 and 79 in his career without Tom Brady. With Tom Brady, he's like
We're talking about
325 and like
we're talking
124.
about the Patriots versus the Ravens. How does Tom Brady get into this?
No, he said Bill Belichick, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
why is
he
he
said
talking
Tom
about
Brady.
No,
Tom
because we're
Brady?
talking about Bill Belichick.
Why are we talking
Bill
about Tom
Belichick.
Brady?
Why are
Yeah,
you talking about Tom Brady?
no,
Because
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 he's
Bill
the
G-Star.
Belichick. I'm bringing it back to Bill
G-Star.
Belichick.
Go ahead, G-Star.
Hold on. What's up with all the Tom Brady hate? I'm just bringing it back to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is the coach in this game, is he not? Thank you. Anyways, so my point is Bill Belichick has been a mediocre coach without Tom Brady. He is yet to separate himself. We know he's a great coach, but as I've
No,
said time
G-Star,
and time
G-Star,
again,
G-Star,
he is
G-Star,
one of the
G-Star.
worst
Hold
general
on. G-Star, you cannot say
Yeah.
he's a mediocre coach without Tom Brady, and then your next sentence says, we know he's a great coach.
yeah, like it's so like it's like a
All
battle.
right, he's okay. He has a, okay.
All right,
Sorry,
so make up your mind
sorry,
which one you want to
sorry,
say.
sorry. He has a no. Yeah, good point. He has a mediocre record without Tom Brady,
Well,
despite being a great coach. The
well,
problem with yeah, go ahead.
well, G-Star, the man and Tom Brady has been together for 20 years. So it's just like you're in a marriage for 20 years, then you're divorced, and now you're talking to somebody, and then now you're still trying to figure out to get either somebody up to that quality. Like the man get a rookie quarterback after freaking Tom Brady. What you really and truly expect for happen? Let me not understand. And also, let us not forget,
Okay,
again,
okay,
since you want to
okay.
go
So
there,
let
hold
me
on,
say this.
G-Star.
Okay,
Since you want to go there and you want to
okay, Ken.
mention that, hold on,
Yeah.
G-Star. Since you want to go there and you want to mention that, let us not fail to mention that
Mm-hmm.
when Tom Brady was there, the Jets was garbage, the Bills was garbage, the
Thank you.
Dolphins was garbage.
Thank you.
Let us
Thank
not
you.
fail to
It
mention
was
those
the
things.
weakest division
It
in
was
football.
you see what the NFC East is now? That is what Tom Brady division was. Absolutely garbage. So when
No,
we're talking
the
about
NFC
stuff,
North has a weakest
ensure that the
division.
narratives
The
are
NFC
outlined
North was
before you
what?
go and jump up
The
and down
NFC
with your
It was
North.
a weak
pom-poms.
division, yeah.
The NFC North with Green Bay and Brett Favre. The NFC North
It must have still
with Randy Moss, and what's his name? Hall of Fame wide receiver on the other
All
side
right.
of Randy Moss. What are you talking about?
No,
In that
man.
stretch,
We're talking Aaron
in that
Rodgers.
stretch, the Green Bay Packers and the
Right.
Vikings were making the playoffs.
May
every
I
season.
know? Okay, thank you. So, Kems, since you went there, I'm just going to go there for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Is it not true that Bill Belichick has spent... Can you guys hear me properly?
Yeah, man, we hear you clearly.
Yeah, we're hearing
Can
you.
you guys hear me properly? All right. Is it not true that Bill Belichick has spent the most money on skill positions in the league? As in, if you look at tight ends and wide receivers, the Patriots spend the most money out of anybody in the league. Are you guys aware of that?
Oh, I mean, since Tom Brady left the Patriots, that's what you're talking about?
No, as of last season. The wide
Yeah.
receiver position, the tight end position, the Patriots spend the most money in the league. Are they subpar? Yes or no? So if you spend the most money in the league on skill positions, Why is your skill position still subpar? Okay, let me move
Because
to the game.
okay,
doesn't
that was a
want you to
rhetorical
answer the
question,
question.
I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, because he's not a very good general manager. No,
G-Star. Isn't the man
yeah.
rebuilding though, G-Star?
Managed man, this is your
So those
third
are
season.
pieces to the
Managed
puzzle.
man,
What
hold
you
on.
mean?
Since he's taking
What you
no,
mean?
Can I
managed
say
man.
something?
Managed man,
Uh,
hold on, no.
G-Star?
Managed man, the Carolina Panthers are rebuilding. The New York Jets are rebuilding. All of these teams are rebuilding. So
what
they don't
G-Star,
get,
those teams are
they
going to
are
the
getting
Super Bowl.
passes.
That's a different.
No,
Yo,
they
Those
are
teams are
getting
not
those
going to the
teams have
passes.
Super
always
Bowl.
So
been
what is
rebuilding.
Bill
Those
Belichick
teams
Yeah,
have
they've
been
getting a
in
always
pass?
been
rebuilding mode for the last 20 years. Those
What?
teams have had no success.
Yeah, you can't compare them
La-
the Patriots.
last season,
Hey, brother, this is the
Patriots made
NFL.
the
You can go
playoffs.
from worst to
And
first.
hold
The
on,
Bengals.
G-Star.
No, just
But you're not
one
telling the
second. The
public,
Bengals.
and we must be
All right, go ahead.
intellectually honest. We must be intellectually honest. What you're not telling the public is in the season when Tom Brady left, 11 starting players from the New England Patriots opted not to play because of the pandemic rules, right? So Bill Belichick had a decimated squad. The
The
next
first.
season after that, he had a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback, and they went to the playoffs on the back of a rookie quarterback.
Yo.
You're not
Okay.
being intellectually honest in calling this man a garbage GM and a poor
Mediocre is
coach
the word
and
you use. Yeah.
mediocre. You're not being intellectually honest.
Imagine,
How many
All
teams?
right.
and preacher, to add to that, preacher, imagine if Tom Brady had went to a team with a rookie coach, a rookie wide receivers,
Thank you.
rookie running back, and a rookie
you.
defense. What do you think Tom Brady would achieve? Absolutely nothing.
Thank you.
He had to go
He
to
went to the
star-studded
Buccaneers,
team.
who were already prepped to win.
Still make the playoff, G-Star?
Of course, they made the playoffs.
Hey,
G-Star, hold on.
management.
You think if Tom Brady, hold on, G-Star, let me ask you this. Hold on, G-Star. If Tom Brady, after he left, went to the New York Giants without Saquon Barkley, they make the playoffs?
Hell no. Hell
Without
no.
Saquon? Of course. Of course.
Oh no, G-Star. Giants is my team, G-Star, but that ain't happening.
Do you know who Tom Brady is? But hold on a second. Management.
Yes,
If
Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers went to the Giants, they would make the playoffs. If Patrick Mahomes went to the Giants, they would make the playoffs.
No, he wouldn't. No, he
With
wouldn't.
the roster that they have, G-Star. Come on,
Hey,
G-Star.
hey, you guys made me forget my point, you know. You guys made me forget my point. But it's fine.
All right, sorry.
If Tom Brady, listen,
Hey,
if Tom Brady,
Kev, it's a good thing that you have forgotten the point because if it got out,
if Tom Brady, I'm telling you right now, if Tom Brady is on this Washington Commanders team right now, they're not making the playoffs. Right now.
All right, this is what I was gonna say. No, this is what I was gonna say. Management, the reports came out, you know, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was actually Tom Brady's third choice. He wanted to go to Miami Dolphins first, and then the Las Vegas Raiders. So he did.
They had weapons everywhere. Listen,
Even though Tampa Bay had the best team, Tom Brady wasn't going to the team with the best roster. That is. You guys need to know who Tom Brady is, man.
G-Star, but he had weapons.
yeah,
In
like
either
all those
situation.
places that you just mentioned, they had
Management. This is
weapons.
the NFL. Management. Every team in the NFL has
No, that's
weapons.
rubbish.
The Jacksonville
That is a
Jaguars have
lie.
weapons.
Okay, I can name you 10 teams right now in the NFL that doesn't have weapons. You, as preacher, saying you're being intellectually dishonest.
Go ahead, name me one. Just go with the first one, and then I'll tell you the weapon.
Tell me the weapon on the Jets. Tell me the weapon on the Jets.
Tennessee weapons.
Tell me the Jets.
Oh God.
Tennessee weapons. Tennessee
No, hold
weapons
on,
on the
man.
offensive side.
Hold on now. Didn't the Jets drafted a wide receiver? He's about 6'4".
Drafted a receiver, G-Star.
2 years ago. No man, no. He's nice. He is nice. I'm telling you.
He's not.
Bring up the Jets roster.
G-Star.
Bring up the Jets roster. Didn't they have a free agent wide receiver as well, Kems?
G-Star, listen, before you ever answer the question, there are receivers in the league and then there are weapons. It's two different things. You have a person who can just be a wide receiver and he's just there for numbers, and there are actual weapons that can affect a game in a positive way. I want you to tell me about the weapons on Tennessee Titans that can affect the game in a positive way. I'm going to tell you 10 teams
Tennessee
in the
has no
NFL
weapons.
that don't have any weapons.
Tennessee has no weapons at the wide receiver position. I'll give you that one. They got Derrick Henry. They ain't got no weapons. But the New York Jets, I'm not gonna give you that. If I
No.
bring up the roster right now, I'm gonna tell you two nice wide receivers that the Jets have that Tom Brady will make them stars.
Okay,
But
tell me Chicago. Tell me the Chicago Bears wonderful weapons. Tell me their weapons that they have out there. You're telling me more,
no,
oh, this is the NFL, they got weapons. No, they don't. Every team don't have weapons.
Mooney,
The
Mooney is a
NFL,
nice wide receiver. Isn't it
he's an
Mooney?
okay. No, he's an okay wide
Good
receiver.
receiver. No, he's
He's
nice.
just
He's
below
nice.
average.
No man,
Mooney
he's
is
nice.
okay, but he's not a weapon. He's
He's
not
not
a
a
threat,
weapon.
a
I just told
danger.
you. He's not a weapon.
Okay, you guys made your point. There are some
Oh,
teams in NFL that don't have weapons. If he went to the
thank you.
Bears, it would be a struggle. All right. If he went to the Titans, it would be more of a struggle. I'm gonna give you guys that. There are some teams that don't have weapons, but
That's what
25
he
to
said.
32 teams have weapons. And it's Tom MacGyver Brady. All right, get it right.
But you have to understand, right?
You know, we're
Again.
supposed to be talking about the Patriots versus the Ravens.
No,
And G Star has made this about Tom Brady. That's what he has done. That's what he
Yeah, so
constantly does.
let me just move
Yeah.
on to the next game because I never come
No,
back to
no,
it
no,
because
no,
we
no,
turn to the
no, no.
roster.
I want to call the game, Monix man. Let me call again. Let me call again. Let me call
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
No, basically, the New England Patriots weapons are below par, right? Kendrick Bourne, Kim's already said it. They got some nice tight ends, Jonas Smith, and who's the other wide receiver? Who's the other tight end? Kim's our preacher. Who's the other tight end?
I don't
For
remember
Ravens,
his name. I know you're
No man,
talking
for the
about
Patriots, they got Jonas Smith and oh
somebody
gosh,
there.
he's decent though. He can play ball. But I like Mac Jones. The defense is a bunch of no-name defenders on that squad. So I have the Ravens. I have the Ravens just being more explosive. Lamar Jackson, coming up a lot with the NFL. So I have the Ravens. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But let me see. The Patriots are home. So if people are going with the spread, this is a game that I would definitely take the Ravens with the spread. I would think that the spread would probably be about 5. I'm just guessing, right? About 4 to 5 points, and I would take the Ravens.
All right. We need to go through. So let's see. We can go through the other games and then get down to like the big ones. We stop and have some conversation. Because Diego listening and he's always asking for his big I call it big pick six. So maybe Jan Kems can help him with that. Vikings versus Lions. Let's see if it's
I
not
like to start.
Go ahead, Preacher. Preacher, hold on.
Listen,
I need to find out which team is your team in the NFL. Because that's important. I
the
know
Green
Kems
Bay
is
Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Kems is Miami. G-Star.
Wherever Tom
No,
Brady is.
I roll with Tom Brady.
Listen, G, so you're supporting the Tampa Bay Bucks now.
Yeah.
They are the teams you're going for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. And then and
right.
the Browns. And the Browns and the AFC.
No. Bucks you're working with. No.
Yeah.
No,
Let's go into
no.
the Lions,
But
Vikings.
you
Yeah,
can't tell
Don't
me. I
start
can
this.
support 10 teams of
Lions versus Vikings.
Yeah, go ahead, Preacher.
Now, this is going to be, to me, obviously it's a it's an NFC North division game, big rivalry game. We are looking at two of the most explosive young wide receivers in the league. We're talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Lions and Justin Jefferson from the Vikings. Last week, Justin Jefferson was frustrated. The Eagles, I don't know what happened. I mean, Cousins looked like he went back into the old Cousins. But I think I think that it's going to be a very exciting game, being a divisional rivalry. The one thing I've noticed about this Lions team, their offensive line is protecting the QB, right? So their offensive line is holding up well. They don't have, I don't know that they have a great running game, but when you can protect the quarterback and give him time, quarterback will make passes. The Vikings were really poor against the Eagles last week. Dalvin Cook, I think he had about 6 or 7 carries. They fell behind and had to be chasing the game, so the running game went out the window. But it's going to be an interesting game this week. Strangely enough, I got the Lions pulling out this one. Call it an upset, but I go
All
in with
right,
the Lions.
Lions. All right.
All right.
Upset special.
Yeah,
This,
I got the Lions.
so, so preacher, I wouldn't put Saint Brown in the Jefferson category. I think me right now, I think Jefferson is a top 5 wide receiver in the league. I think that boy is a bad boy.
I agree. I
Saint
agree.
Brown, I think Saint Brown is in the making. I think he run really good routes. I think he catches the ball great, but I think he has a couple of levels to go before. And for the Detroit run game, they really have 2 decent running backs. Swift is a good running back, and they took a running back from Green Bay. I think his name was
Yeah,
Jamal Williams. Something
they
like
took
that.
the third string back from Green Bay
Yeah, I
last
think
the year
Jamal
before.
Jamal
Yeah,
Williams. Yeah, right. So they have a decent running game. But what I'll say about Detroit, and we saw it from last season, they have took the identity of their coach. Hard work, determination, never give up. Right? I've seen Detroit in games losing by 25, still out there fighting, still out there tackling, and it's starting to pay off. They drafted that dude Hutchinson from I think Michigan. He went to on the D line, and he had got some sacks last game, and it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a shootout. But listen, the reason why Cousins never show up last game is because it was prime time, and prime time Cousins don't show up under the bright lights. So I expected him to lose that game. But coming up against the Lions, I think he's going to bounce back. I think they're going to bounce back. Dalvin Cook again, 2 games he has been a shell of himself. But I think this is a game where he can come out. I think it'll be a tightly contested game. I think it's going to be high scoring, probably 37-34, something like that. But I think the Vikings will win.
All right. All right. I think we got everybody's pick.
All right.
Mike. Go ahead,
No,
Keith.
I didn't pick.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, when you say a shell of himself, how many carries did he get? Did his offensive line give him holes? Listen, Dalvin Cook's a stud running back. You don't just he's a nice running back. No, I think that everybody's kind of overestimating the Lions. I mean, for me, it's still the Detroit Lions, right? Simply put, I'm going with the Vikings, right? They're the better team, and the Lions are still the Lions until they show me otherwise.
All
And
Okay.
right.
gentlemen, again check on the weather outside, yeah, because I'm not home, so I might have a cut. Give me a minute. Keep going.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. A division game as well. The Eagles preacher said he thinks he's picking to lead this division with the Cowboys close. And then so there are 2 division games because the Monday night game we'll see also the Giants facing the Cowboys. But Commanders versus Eagles. Eagles easily. What do you think, preacher? Kems? Then you
Yeah,
go to
Eagles easily. Commanders are going to struggle in this one again. Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts.
Eagles. I'm going to leave this there.
Jalen Hurts is playing damn good football. I mean, he's not going to be in the conversation for the best quarterback in the league. But if he continues to play like this, don't rule him out of being in the conversation for MVP. I'm telling you, we're sleeping on Jalen Hurts so far. He's playing really good. I've been watching.
Preacher, let me
Oh
just
boy.
remind you. Let me just remind you, Preacher. Last season, after 2 games, people were saying Aaron Rodgers was a scrub and a shell of himself, and
No,
he
but we
ended up
know
winning
Aaron
the
Rodgers is a
and he
different beast.
and he
You
ended
can
up
never
winning
say
the
that about Aaron
MVP. I'm
Rodgers.
just saying.
Don't
So
ever
be,
disrespect Aaron
so
Rodgers.
be careful. Be careful of how you're praising Jalen Hurts after
No, no,
two
no.
games.
I'm just
Listen.
saying if he continues to play at this level, that's all.
Yeah.
But you can never disrespect Aaron Rodgers. Remember,
No, no.
Aaron Rodgers said RELAX. Remember that.
So in this game, right, and I'm going to talk about really quickly. One thing I realized with the Eagles, obviously they've been doing it last season, but they have a run-pass conflict where the formations that they set up, you don't know if they're going to run or you don't know if they're going to pass, right? So now you as a defense have to choose to stop one. And again, what did the Eagles do? With an offensive coach, what did they do? They go out and they got more weapons, right? So now they got what name? AJ
AJ
Brown.
Brown.
They get
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown now. They have Devontae Smith. They have Dallas Goddard, and they have two stud running backs as well as Jalen Hurts, who has definitely improved his throwing about 100%. That man can now sit in the pocket, throw that ball downfield, and his decision making again. Sample size 2 games, but hey, 2 games are all we have to go off, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, can he keep it up? But for right now, he's looking blasted good, and the Commanders are looking the opposite of that, right? Everywhere
Wins,
Carson
wins,
Wentz have
wins.
Everywhere Carson Wentz have been, they've talked about his leadership. In preseason, they were talking about his leadership or lack thereof, and his cockiness and all of them kind of things. And we're seeing it playing out in Washington now. I'm picking the Eagles to win. Division opponent, obviously, these are the teams that you want to beat to ensure so you win the division, right? So I'm going with the Eagles to win this one quite easily.
All right, G Star, you picked already? Think you said the Eagles?
Yeah, no man, yeah, the Eagles and the Pims, it's the RPO. It's literally a run pass option. So it's like they have the read option, and so it's like the read option mixed with like a slant or a bubble screen. So the quarterback has the option, literally a run pass option, and the ball that the Eagles got was he might have been the steal of the draft. The defensive tackle, I can't remember his name right now, but he was picked like somewhere around like the 30s, or the late 20s. I think he might be the steal of the first round. I'm going with the Eagles for everything these gentlemen have said. They look really good right now, and the Washington Commanders, they just ain't it. Carson Wentz ain't it. Simple as that.
All right, let's see how fast we can go through the rest of the schedule. We have the Colts going up against the man, Patrick Mahomes.
All right, can we just pick Chiefs? Chiefs winning next
Yeah.
next game.
Chiefs to win. Colts
Yeah,
for good.
yeah, blow.
Yeah. Same thing. I mean, the Bears versus the Texans is just like, two not so good teams playing. We can go either way, but let me hear what you guys have to say.
Yo, the Texans have been surprisingly
I'm going,
decent,
I'm going with the Bears.
even though their results, they haven't won a game as yet, but they have been interestingly decent. I'll pick the Texans for this one.
You, Kems?
All right, I'm going with the Bears. I think Kem's dropped off.
Okay. All right. Then I'm trying to get to some of the big games, but then you have the
Next game,
Chargers versus the Jaguars. So we think that is the Chargers winning that one easily.
Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
UG Star?
yeah, there's only one big game left in the money.
No.
I'm
There are a couple
I'm
of
going
big
with
games
the
left.
Chargers. The Chargers.
We're talking about. There are a couple of other good games.
Wait.
I'm going to tell you when I get to
Oh,
them.
I guess
the
it's okay. All right, I'm going.
All right.
I'm going with the Chargers.
All
Yeah,
right.
and I think Ken will
Cardinals
also go with the Chargers. That's an obvious thing.
Cardinals versus Rams.
Yeah,
Rams.
another divisional game here. The Rams for me. Yeah.
What say you, G Star?
All right, no, this game here, no. For me, I know Kyler Murray and them pull off a nice victory against the Raiders last week. They dig deep. They show some heart. I respect Kyler Murray. I respect his heart. I respect his game. But to me, he just doesn't. He don't have the weapons yet, right? Marquise Brown's a nice, very nice wide receiver, but he needs D Hop back. When D Hop is back, Marquise Brown will look even better. The Rams for me, they almost spit the bit last week. Jalen Ramsey had to make a play at the end of the game, just to win the game against the Falcons. But I think the Rams gets to get us this week and go 2-1.
All right. So this is why I said there are two big games left.
And then
this one is a
next
big
game, go ahead.
Buccaneers versus
All
Green
right.
Bay. That's a big game. You don't agree?
Yeah, well,
Actually, you might be right. You might be right. Buccaneers versus Green Bay. So this is my squad. against Chem squad and against Preacher squad. My quarterback against their quarterback. But my quarterback doesn't have his weapons this week. No
You
Julio
must have an
Jones.
excuse.
No. We're analyzing the game, man. Are you kidding me? No Julio Jones. Mark
Understand.
Husband is suspended. Chris Godwin is injured. Right? He's got playoff Lenny. Playoff Lenny is there. Do you know who we signed? Man, let me not say we. You know the Bucks signed?
Cole
They signed
Beasley.
Cole
Cole Beasley.
Beasley. They
Yeah.
got him in the recycle bin. All right. So, and they just elevated him from the practice squad. So, obviously Tom Brady is Tom Brady. I say Tom Brady. I do call him MacGyver for a reason because he gets it done with a bunch of nobodies, right? Stephen Bregin Highgate's term, right? So
Tom
the
Brady gets
defense
it
is
done
looking
with
lights
a
out for the
bunch of
Tampa Bay
nobodies.
Bucks.
Hold on, did you just say Tom Brady gets it done with a
Yeah,
bunch of nobodies?
Yeah. When is my turn? Is it my turn now?
No, let
Can
G
I
Star
go?
finish.
yeah, he's
No,
doing
no.
it in New England. In New England,
Gronk is nobody.
in New
Let him
England, he
finish.
got it done with
Let him finish.
nobodies.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Can we talk about the Bucks versus the Packers, please?
No, but you can talk about Tom Brady because he's the quarterback for the
I
Bucks.
thought,
So we
I
can
thought
talk
I was
about
doing
him.
that.
Yeah, but he's gonna tell us about New England and what happened in New England.
Yeah, boy, that's rubbish.
So anyway,
So-
yeah, okay, yeah. Good job keeping us on track, Preacher. Um, so at the end of the day, though, I think this is going to be a dogfight. Obviously, AR, he don't got Devontae Adams, his security blanket. I think he's kind of been struggling without Devontae Adams. I still respect the wide receivers that they do have, right? Um, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks in this one because it's gonna be a dogfight. I think it's gonna be close. Jair Alexander, to me, honestly, he might be the best cornerback in the league over Jalen Ramsey, low key, right? And as I said, dogfight. I have the Bucks in a close one. Probably Tom Brady gets it done at the very end, throwing a winning touchdown, and I'm coming in here next week and just giving it to y'all.
All right, my turn, G Star.
Preacher countryman is saying that Tom Brady, regardless, Tom Brady is the GOAT. But all right.
Yeah. All right, Tom Brady is the GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT. My turn.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Preacher.
G Star continues to be
Yeah,
intellectually
yeah.
dishonest. What he's not telling the public is that Aaron
Never,
Rodgers is going to be
never.
without Sammy Watkins, right? Sammy Watkins is on the IR. What he's not telling the public is that Alan Lazard is questionable and may not play. What he's not telling the public is that Aaron Rodgers will be throwing to Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson, who are two rookie wide receivers, right? What he's not telling the public is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-0 on the back of their defense playing lights out so far. The defense actually has the same amount of touchdowns as Tom Brady has, 2 touchdowns over the 2 games that they've played. What he's not telling the public is that the Green Bay Packers team is susceptible to the run, and Leonard Fournette is, as we know, one of the more veteran running backs who can actually pick up good yardage against bad run defenses. So when he tells you that Tom Brady doesn't have any of his weapons,
Making excuses.
he's skewing the conversation so that he can be intellectually dishonest. So that if Brady and the Bucks end up winning, he can say, "See, Brady beat Rodgers without his weapons." Without when Brady has gone 2-0 so far without those weapons.
And if they lose,
then he'll say, "But
Against two
Tom Brady
inferior
never had
teams.
his weapons. He never had his weapons." All right, let me now
No,
break the game down.
no. Fine. Aaron
It's my
Rodgers
turn.
doesn't have
It's
his
my turn.
weapons as well.
It's
Fair
my
enough.
turn.
But that's all you have
It's
to
my
do.
turn. Now, the game is really going to come down to how well the Green Bay Packers offense can navigate that Bucks defense, because that Bucks defense is scary. And the truth is, you have to establish the run. AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones are going to have a Big up yourself, countryman. AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones are going to have at least 150 yards between them on the ground in order for Green Bay to have a chance. Because the run game is going to have to establish the pass game for Green Bay. And we know Todd Bowles will be blitzing. He's going to be blitzing from everywhere. He's going to be blitzing from the secondary, blitzing from the corners. Todd Bowles is not going to make Aaron Rodgers' job easy. And Aaron Rodgers is currently playing with a backup right tackle. See, which doesn't make it any easier. So I'm a Green Bay fan, but I'm telling you straight up, I got the Buccaneers winning this game because I don't think at the moment Green Bay is situated offensively in a way that is going to be able to effectively navigate that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive strength. So I have the Bucs winning. That's how reasonable
Not
and
because
intellectually honest I can be,
which
G-Star.
yeah, which you're not gonna say to G Star. This game
No,
will be won.
Management.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead, management. Go
So
ahead.
all I'm saying is that this game won't be won based on any superior offensive play.
Thank
It
you.
will be won based on defensive dominance, and that
Thank
is
you.
why I give Tampa Bay the game.
Thank you
So I
very
don't
much.
want you to
Don't
come
come
back
tell me
next
about
week
Tom
and the game
McGuire,
is
Brady.
10-6, and you say, "Oh, I told you about Brady, the GOAT," because it will be won on defense. So what I want us to do is to look at that. You understand me? Go ahead. G-Star.
All right, but here we know, management. Preacher he's talking about Aaron Rodgers' right tackle being injured. He's being intellectually dishonest. What he's not telling you is that Donovan Smith, the left tackle for the Tampa Bay Bucks, is injured. The right guard, Ali Marpet, he retired. The center, that the All Pro or the Pro Bowl center for the Bucks, he's out for the season. He got injured in preseason. Do you see how that is?
You're
Is he
talking
being
about
intellectually
Hold on. The Tampa
dishonest
Bay
now?
Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-0 without all of these people that he's talking about. So the point I'm making is
It's a team game,
the strength of the Bucks defense is what is going to take them over the edge, not the greatness of Tom McGuire Brady. That's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is don't tell me about all that Brady doesn't have. Because he doesn't have them, and
we'll
they're
watch
still
the
winning.
game and we'll see what happens.
All right. So let's just go through these
And
until we get to the.
hey, when Ken get back, I want him to analyze this game too.
Yeah, man. Seahawks versus Falcons. Let's go over that one quickly.
Wow.
Seahawks not looking well. You don't even know.
Both teams are looking well. You know what? Honestly, this is a hard game to pick. But I'm just gonna go with emotional damage. The fact that Jamal Adams is out for the season for the Seattle Seahawks, so maybe that kind of mess with the mentals. The Falcons had a nice comeback against the Rams last week, so maybe that carries over. I know Seattle's at home; they got the 12th man, but I'm gonna go with Marcus Mariota.
Seattle's at home. Isn't the game in Atlanta?
Yeah, isn't the top team at home?
No, because I think the
Green Bay top team is the home team. The top team is the home team.
You sure?
Yeah.
Isn't Green Bay playing?
Yeah, but the top team is the home team.
No, the Green Bay game is gonna be at Tampa.
No.
Yeah, the top team is the home team, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. I say who you going with? Who you going?
I'm going with the Seahawks, the home team. I go with the home team.
Okay. All right. The Broncos, Denver versus the 49ers.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is usually very good
This
against
is
San Francisco. Yeah. I'm going with the Broncos.
Go ahead, Preacher.
Broncos, I'm going with 49ers. Like
They're going to Mile High.
So did you call this game a biggie?
No, I'm talking about my Giants playing. My Giants is playing. That is a big game. Monday night.
That's not a bad game to know about. It's Cooper Rush. Yeah, it's Cooper Rush. But here we go. Let's talk about the Broncos versus the 49ers. For me, I would put this in the biggie category. And this is what? It's a Sunday night game too, right? Yeah,
It's a Sunday night game.
this is pretty big. Um, I mean, unfortunately, Trey Lance got injured with an ankle injury out for the year. Jimmy G, the guy that just won't go away, the quarterback that just won't go away. Um, the 49ers, they're not looking bad, but I've never been a fan of the 49ers secondary. Only the only time I was when that last time when they went to the Super Bowl and they had Richard Sherman and company. Of course they got Joey Bosa's little brother. I know he's Nicky Bosa, big time player. Um, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this one. I think Russ
The
is
Broncos ain't
finally
beating
going to cook.
49ers.
Yeah, the thing with the Broncos though
No
is
man,
that their
watch it. Watch
coaches.
The Broncos not beating
Listen to that
49ers.
brother.
What are you talking
Hold on,
about?
hold on. Nathan Hackett, the coach of the Broncos. Hackett, that's his name.
Listen on.
He has been ultra conservative.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's affecting Russell Wilson and the
Yeah.
offense. I think he has to kind of loosen up a bit, allow Russell Wilson to be a little more innovative and creative. And they're going to be playing at home, and there have been complaints in Broncos circles about his play calling. So I think he's going to be a little bit more open playing at home. And then on the 49ers side, Kittle is still
His play
out.
calling
Deebo
has been
Samuel.
bad. His play calling has been bad, and he has been super conservative, preacher, because they have whoever the tight end is, like, he has like an African name. He's nice. They got nice weapons, and the running back is good. The defense is fine. The Broncos have all the pieces. The coach just has to get it together. And Russell Wilson, for me, you've been hearing people talk about it. He's not running. Like, he's not running for yards. He's scrambling, but he's not running. If you understand the difference, scrambling is, when you're still behind the line of scrimmage. Running is when you pass the line of scrimmage. He's not running for yards, running for first downs. I think Russell Wilson needs to get back to that. That is when he is dangerous. You understand? So for me, I think the 49ers, they're a decent team. They have talent. Jimmy G is back. But money's man, the game is in Mile High. That makes a big difference in NFL football. So I believe you have to go with the Broncos. Preacher says we have moved on. G-Star, Jimmy G to the promised land.
We have moved on. Jimmy G to the promised land. So he believes that Jimmy G is leading the team today. Yeah. And Rob Smith is also saying that Rob Smith is saying Ward is also playing great. And
Jimmy Ward.
Right, and then he said we can rush
these guys are all right. These guys are all right. We can rush. Yeah, as I said, we can rush the passer. Absolutely, I believe in that. But I'm just saying the back end. I'm not a believer in the back end, and I think that the Broncos will take advantage of that this week, right? Because they haven't gone crazy. I think Russ passed for over 300 yards in his first game, and this last game it was so. So I think Russ will have a breakout game, like a 3 touchdowns and all of 350 yards, and I believe he'll run for some first downs because he's hearing the whispers. He's hearing the whispers that he doesn't have it anymore and everything there. So yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. And last but not least, man.
Yeah, Rob Smith says Kittle might be playing as well for the 49ers, but I'm going with the 49ers. But last but not least is my Giants. Right, go ahead, G-Star.
Yeah, I'll let you go, man. I'll let you talk about it.
I'm going. We have had bad starts to the season. I don't see how the Giants miss the playoff. As long as Shaquan can stay healthy, I think we are right in there. I like the direction of the team. I like how we did in preseason. We have a good enough defense, and we can do some things offensively. So I am going with the Giants to beat the Cowboys, and we will be 3-0 Monday at around 11:05.
Hey, I tell you, if the Giants are 3-0, New York is going to go crazy. I tell you that they're gonna go crazy because they're in New York right now. The expectation is tempered. It's like this in New York right now. Cause I have some family in New York, isn't me? The Cowboys, the Cooper Rush experience. You got to give it up to Cooper Rush so far. So far. A primetime game. What you said about Saquon Barkley, Manningsman. The last
If he
couple
stays
years,
healthy, yeah.
Saquon got injured last year. Yeah. There was a question who's the best running back in the league, and it's really between two players, Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry, right? I would still go with Derrick Henry, but Saquon Barkley is that explosive. He's that good. He's phenomenal, right? The Giants though also have a ton of weapons. They improved their offensive line. I think they picked the
Yeah.
offensive line at left tackle at number 7 or 8 in the draft, right? So the money, the Giants, I kind of like how they're building their team. I think I'm nitpicking a little bit with who they picked in the second round. They drafted Tony, the wide receiver last year. They had Aaron Ross. They have like 5 or 6 good receivers, and they still drafted a wide receiver in the second round. That was a head scratcher. But other than that, though, I like, and they lost James Bradbury, by the way. Um, so I like what the Giants are doing. It should be interesting to see what Cooper Rush does this week. I don't think the Cowboys have enough weapons on offense. Zeke, Zeke is averaging maybe about less than 4 yards a carry. Tony Pollard looks decent, yes. Obviously there's no Tyrone Smith, right? So I think the Giants pass rush should do some damage. Speaking of pass rush, Micah Parsons is playing like an absolute X Factor, super duper star. But where's Demarcus Lawrence? Where's Demarcus Lawrence? We have not heard from Demarcus Lawrence. Um, so it should be an interesting game. But saying all that, I'm going to go with the Giants. Um, Daniel Jones to me is the question mark in this game. If Daniel Jones plays halfway decent, I think the Giants
Yeah.
will win
Like
this
like
game
Kem,
on Monday
like Kem
night.
said, Kem said
And
this,
go
and
to
I
sleep.
agree that Daniel Jones don't have to be um like high quality like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. He just needs to be decent, and I think we can make the playoffs if he's
No, I think he needs to
decent.
be more than decent. I think he needs to be
Just a
even
little bit
slightly above average.
above decent. There you go.
And the thing is,
Rob Smith,
he's
go ahead.
not. Daniel Jones is not bad even the money's man. He's not bad enough. He's not bad. He doesn't have
Yeah,
the
but
big,
he
big,
has
big
not been
arm.
stopped so far, so he's getting good protection.
Yeah, and he has the weapons. He has the weapons, right? He definitely has the weapons. I think I'm losing it still because I can't remember the wide receiver. He came from Detroit. I can't
Also,
remember his name right now. But
Rob Smith, hold on, G sir, because Rob Smith is asking if Nick Chubbs runs track.
if Nick Chubb runs track, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I'm not sure about that. He came from Georgia, so I don't know. I don't know.
High Gate is
Um,
asking if we're talking Jonathan Taylor.
no, he's asking about Kamara and Christian McCaffrey in terms of where do they rank in terms of best running back in the league. When Saquon Barkley is healthy, there's no, to me, it's not a competition. It's
Yeah,
either
Ole
it's one
Henry
of
is
two
better than him,
persons.
man. It's just
Um,
that he's not healthy. He has not been healthy.
Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I get. Christian McCaffrey. He's like he's like a he's more like a receiver type running back. He's not a running back that's gonna go and run into the line, give you 30 carries. He's not that guy. He's gonna get worn down. Christian McCaffrey cannot give you 30 carries in a game. I'm not saying he can never do it, but he's not he's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not a workhorse, carry the load type running back like Saquon and Derrick Henry. So it was a good week, money's man. All in all, we need to keep track of the picks again, because last
Yeah,
year, I was the number one in terms of the picks.
yeah, but here's the thing now. All
In
right,
terms of, in
so
terms of
you know that Diego always listen to get his pick six. Yeah. So what say
all right,
you?
so all right, let's run through the short picks then. So bring it back to the top.
All right, so let's bring it back to the
Let's run
top.
through the quick picks if Diego's listening. Diego, this is for you and all the gamblers out there. Who does G Star have? That's the top? Oh,
All right, so there you go. Dolphin versus Bills. You can't do that.
boy. I would go to honestly. I would go to Bills. I
Yeah,
would go
but
to Bills.
that's up. You're
That's
putting that in a pick
yeah,
six. Really? All right.
yeah. I would. Unless there's other picks bigger than that one, I would put that one in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Bengals Jets. Bengals get right this week. You can put that one in there. Bengals get right.
Titans radar.
Titans Raiders. That's
Yeah.
a harder pick. I would skip that one.
All right. Panthers
Saints
Saints.
Panthers. That's something we can pick on. I'm gonna go Ravens Patriots. Ravens over Patriots.
Yeah. Bengals
Eagles
over.
definitely.
You're going
Yeah,
Bengals
Bengals
over Jets.
over Jets.
All right. Are you going?
Yeah,
What about the
yeah,
Patriots and the Ravens?
yeah. I'm going with the
No.
Ravens.
You sure
Definitely going
pick?
with the
You put that
Ravens.
in the pick six, so that's three.
Yeah, man.
What and then
Yeah, man. I
and
might
then
take I
Eagles
might
over.
take away the Bills one. And I guess the
Okay.
Eagles over Commanders. That's the surest pick the other
That's
week.
four. That's four.
Or
Chiefs over
Chiefs
Colts.
over the Colts.
That's five.
Sure pick.
All right. Bears
Chargers over
Texans.
Jaguars. That's six.
Okay. And that's it.
And then
That's it.
yeah. No, hear what? The Bills one is shaky between that one and Rams over Cardinals. I might take out the Bills one and put in the Rams over Cardinals as the other
All right.
sure one.
So let me type them in. So you have Eagles, Rams,
Eagles, yeah. Rams,
Bengals,
Chargers,
Chargers.
Bengals over the Jets, Chargers over Jaguars.
1, 2, 3, and Chiefs over Colts.
Yeah, Chiefs over Colts that's a must pick. Chiefs over Colts and Chargers over Jaguars and then Eagles over Commanders. Those are the sure three picks. Sure.
Oh, so Eagles, Rams, Bengals, Chargers, Chief. We're missing one.
No man. Rams. Let me look at my thing here, so no boss. Quick and fast. Yeah, so the man them drop off though, man is man. So you go. All right. So we said week 3. So Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I said Vikings over Lions.
Okay, yeah. So all right, so that's the pick 6. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
G Star. Listen. Yeah, man. Good show, good discussion. We do it again. People, normally it is at 3 on Saturdays, but depending on things, sometimes we may have to push it to 5. But
Yeah,
just
man.
subscribe and hit the notification button so that when we're on, you will know, right? For the NFL show. We also changed the thumbnail, like we had to get this one done and up and running. So share it with the other NFL friends and fans so that they can be a part of the show, so we can get it more interactive and more people viewing our NFL content. We had Kems on. Kems is the voice. We had Preacher on. Yeah. And we had G Star. We had Countryman and Rob Simmons and Pagan 180 Pioneer. Yeah. Highgate, you understand me, was also in the building. Countryman, Brady is the goat, he says all the time. Fresh God, bless up yourself. You understand me? G Star, listen, as usual, man. No, you're still at the office. You understand me? On this day when the weather is, CC. Yeah, man, bless up CC as well. CC was in with us. But thanks to everyone for joining and being a part of the show. Anything you want to say in closing, G Star?
I think last week I didn't like, just the schedule of games. Obviously, it's the NFL, so you're gonna have some good games. But I think this week is a much better week in terms of quality of games. Some biggies, uh, definitely. Flo is really messing around because I can't watch the game on Flo. But the Bills versus the Dolphins is a monster game, and Packers versus Tampa Bay is a monster game. And then as you're the one that you're interested in, the
Giants and the
Giants
Cowboys. Big
versus
division and
Cowboys.
rivalry.
Big,
Cowboys, yeah.
game, and then low key, the Patriots versus the Ravens. That's gonna be we have some nice games on this week. San Fran um versus the Broncos, some nice games. So we have some nice games this week. So we'll see what happens. We'll review, and then I'm coming here to seriously gloat next week, Manning's man, if when Tampa Bay wins this game.
We didn't even talk about the game that was played, the Thursday night game, which is the Steelers lost to the Browns. 29-17.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett's playing some ball. Jacoby Brissett's playing some ball. I hope he can keep it going and keep it afloat. The Browns really should be 3-0 because they seriously choked that game against the Jets. They should be 3-0, but hopefully they'll have a nice little record because I think Deshaun Watson's out for 12 games. So when Deshaun comes back, oh gosh, yeah, the Browns will be a team.
Yeah, if they are still in contention and he comes back, they are going to be good.
They're already good enough. Let me tell you something. The Browns are really built to win a Super Bowl. They're built to win a Super Bowl. They have the back end. They have a very nice secondary. The linebackers are so-so. The defensive line's nice with Clowney and Garrett. They're one of the best offensive lines in the league. Amari Cooper is a fantastic wide receiver. And David Njoku. They got Bradley Chubb and Kareem Hunt. The team, they have a nice, in terms of collection of talent, they have a really, really, really talented team. It's just that Baker Mayfield was a quarterback last year. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, they're going against the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. So they'll be tough, but we'll see how they go. We'll see what they do. Yeah. But good show, man. Good show. Good show. Yeah, I thank everybody who was listening here in the internet world.
Yeah, yes, people. So make sure that you take some time. Share the content. A lot of people don't know that we discuss the NFL at this level locally. So share the content with others and let them join us for the next show. That's G-Star over there and the work, you understand me? And I am Manning his man. Big up to Kems, the voice, and to Preacher, the one who says we can be intelligently dishonest, you understand me? Big up yourself, Preacher. To all of those who are watching and viewing, thank you so much for every person in the comment section. At this point of the show is when we say, I am Manning's man, this is I Am Sure Sports, and we are over, and we are O-U-T.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, yeah, someone on for the food from young, from we there, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.